Well, great evening, great afternoon, YouTube family and friends. This is your girl, Wonder Adelaide Fuller, coming in with the YouTube channel, W.A. Fuller. Let's make dinner tonight. Tonight we're going to have a barbecue themed meal. We're going to have barbecue tonight, which means we're going to have barbecue baked drumsticks. We're also going to have baked beans tonight. Also, we are going to have homemade macaroni and cheese, and we're also going to have box cheese. So some of the people in the house, family, some of them actually like the homemade macaroni and cheese, and some of them prefer the box macaroni and cheese. So we're gonna do both. So right now I do have the chicken in the oven. Going ahead cooking now, and I actually stole this from Hubs. He used to go ahead and do bacon in his baked beans, and what he used to do, he used to put the bacon in the oven, let all the fat and everything comes out, and then he'd go ahead and incorporate it. So even though we cook our beans very different, I am going to use that method with the bacon. So I'm going to do that. So, but how I season mine is a little different, so I'm only just using that. So we will be back to show you guys the bacon and how I do the beans. Alright, welcome back. I'm actually taking the bacon out now. Now some of them I'm going to take out because it's a little crisp, but I also forgot to mention for dinner tonight, not only are we having the barbecue chicken, not only are we having the baked beans, the homemade macaroni cheese, the box macaroni cheese, but I think I forgot to mention that we're also having burgers. So I'm going to pull out my griddle, and we're also going to do hamburgers on the grill. But this is what so the ones that are crispy like this one, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take it out. And the ones that looks a little lighter, like these right here, I'm going to leave it in for like a couple of more seconds. So I'm just taking these out, the ones that are a little darker, because I don't want these to get any more dark. My apologies, guys. I keep telling you, I don't have a stand or a tripod like others may have, so I have to hold it by phone and prop it up. But it's okay. It's all good. So I'm going to flip these over. These two I'm going to pull out as well. Most definitely this one underneath right here. That's what I was struggling trying to get y'all. And these two. I'm going to pull this one most definitely out. Sorry, y'all. I'm thinking I'm going to let that one stay in a little bit longer. So I'm going to pop those back in the oven for like a couple of minutes. As you guys can see, this is like my workout, cooking, cleaning, all that kind of stuff. This is how I burn my calories. So we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I just took the bacon out, and I'm going to add the other bacon back in. Some of it did get a little extra crispy, but that's okay. You just really want the grease, you want the fat. So I have my can here, my canned beans, already washed off the top. So what I'm going to do is pop the top, pour it in, and you guys are going to see how I mix everything together. Hold on. Okay, everybody, I adjusted the camera and got some of my ingredients, not all of it, but some. I went ahead and popped the can open. So now we're going to pour the beans in. The whole can. I'm going to adjust the camera so you guys can see a little bit more. That's it. There you go. I'm going to put this in the sink for a second. Get my hands with a rinse. So now, I'm going to pull it back some. I have my sugar. And this is according to your liking, your sweetness, your taste buds. Now, I ain't trying to give my people, diabeticals and all that kind of stuff. Just kidding. But, I do like it sweet, but I don't need it super sweet where you need to drink some water and all that kind of stuff to wash it down. So that's the sugar. I also like to use dark brown sugar. And I know before time we tried to find the dark brown sugar, had no success. This time around I actually found some. So what I've been using Besides that was actual light brown sugar. So I do prefer dark brown sugar. And I'm glad we actually found someone went to the store. So I'm gonna put in some dark brown sugar. And I did a whole stick of butter. So we're gonna use about that much of brown sugar. And we're gonna give this a stir, but we're not done. We have some other things to put in. So, be right back. All right, you guys, we're back with some of the seasonings. I'm gonna use black pepper. I'm going to use cinnamon powder. I thought I had some cinnamon sugar. I do not, but that's okay, because we already put sugar in it, and we also did the dark brown sugar. I'm also going to use some salt. So like I said, everybody's different, because some people do onions and bell peppers. I also like to put a little bit mustard in here. Not much, but just a little bit. Some people also like to use ground beef. I know when I was coming up, we would put hot dogs. We would sear the hot dogs, but see, that's called bean and weenies. Where we would, cook the hot dogs and put it in the beans. Hey, that was some good food, you guys. I also like sometimes to put barbecue sauce. Right now we have two different kinds. I have the hickory smoke, and I also have some honey. So I'm just going to use some of the hickory smoke in here. So like I say, everybody's different. It just depends on you, your taste, your family, what you guys like. And yes, I did just get the barbecue sauce off. Trust me, my hands are clean. I do believe in washing my hands all the time. So this is the same fork. So I'm going to give it a little mixy mix. So you know what? Before I do that, this is what it's looking like. So you got the brown sugar, you got the barbecue sauce, you got the stick of butter, you got the bacon underneath, which I cooked in the oven. Barbecue sauce, you also got the mustard. So let's give it a stir. And of course, you can taste the your beans, and if it needs a little bit more, you can always give it a little bit more. Let me just turn it this way so you guys can see a little bit more. There we go. So just address it, just jazz it up, dress it up according to your liking, how you guys see fit. If it tastes a little too bland, go ahead and just add a little bit more stuff to it. If it's not sweet enough for you, go ahead and add a little bit more seasoning to it. Just all depends on you. So now that I got this nicely stirred up, I am going to give it a quick taste, and we're going to pop this in the oven. So give me a second. Wait, let me make sure I get the bottom where all the bacon fat, all them juices. We want to make sure we get that up really good. So I'm going to get a little spoon here, rinse it off. I just want to taste the juice to see how it's looking. It's okay. I can tell I am going to add a little bit more to it, but for right now, I'm going to leave it as is so it can go ahead and start cooking. And all the other seasoning, they're just going to get incorporated into it. So I am going to adjust it a little bit more, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get the cooking process started. So we'll be right back. All right, the chicken is out. I didn't set a timer for it, but it has been cooking, of course, longer than the beans. I don't have aluminum foil on it because I really wanted to cook. So I'm going to let you guys see how it's looking. And then I'm actually going to drizzle some barbecue sauce on it. I know a lot of people like to drizzle the barbecue sauce right at the very end or like the last 5 minutes. But they still have to cook a little bit more. But I do want the barbecue to cook with it. And then, of course, I'm going to let it cook for like another 25, 30 minutes. And then come back in and reapply. So this is what the chicken is looking like. So it's not done. It is not done, but this is what it is. And this chicken was seasoned yesterday. So I am going to go ahead and put some barbecue sauce on it and pop it back in the oven. So let's go ahead and get that done. And I'm going to use the same barbecue sauce that I did with the beans, the hickory smoke. And I'm going to give this a little stir. Just a little bit. Because it's going to go back in the oven and cook. I do have some juice in here from the chicken. It's not much. But it's all good. Now these little things right here, that comes off. You don't want that in the chicken. You want to cook it in there. So I'm just going to give this a little mixy mix. A little stir. Because remember, I am going to put some more barbecue sauce on at the end. I'm just giving it a quick stir around because I still have to cook a little bit more. So we can go ahead and get that barbecue taste on. And I really want that barbecue taste to really hit. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of thought about yesterday just also letting it marinate with some barbecue sauce, but I didn't. But it's all good. It's all good. So I'm going to show you what it's looking like now. And of course, some of the juice will cook off. If not, if you don't see it's cooking off, just pour a little bit off. But eventually, if you let it stay in there a good amount of time, or sometime too long, the juice will cook out. And, you know, the pan or whatever will kind of burn a little bit. So that's why you always like to check on it in between, or set a timer and go back in and check it. So this is what it's looking like now that I mixed it. And then we're going to pop it back into the oven. So this is what it's looking like now. So this is going to go back in the oven for like another 25-30 minutes. And then we're going to take it out, put a little bit more barbecue sauce on, and let it go for like another 10 minutes. And that'll be done, which will be perfect for me to go ahead and get started on the homemade macaroni and cheese. The burgers I'm going to do last because I am going to put it on my griddle. So, and the burger's not going to take that long to get done. So that's probably going to be like the last thing I do. The boxed macaroni and cheese, which is only going to take a couple of minutes. And the hamburgers. I'm actually going to do the whole bag of 12 count. So the kids can have a choice of if they want chicken or if they want a hamburger. Did I say ribs? I'm sorry. Maybe because I want some ribs. I mean, the barbecue chicken. The hamburger's not. That's if I said ribs. Because I'm thinking about ribs now. So the hamburgers on the grill is not going to take that long. So I'm going to do that with the boxed macaroni and cheese. I think I did say ribs. So the macaroni and cheese not going to take that long with the box. So I'm going to kind of do those both together at the same time. So, but once the chicken gets done, I'm going to pull that out to make room for the homemade macaroni and cheese. So we'll be back. All right, we're back. It's actually, the oven timer actually has 5 minutes left on the timer, which I said, because I did say like 25-35 minutes. So this is what the chicken is looking like. I am going to add some more sauce on it, but just to give you guys a quick look. This is what they're looking like. So I am going to more sauce on it. And we're going to pop it back in the oven for a couple more minutes, and then it'll be done. I also like to drizzle some honey to give it like that stickiness a little bit. So trust me, it's good. You know, you ever had just like honey barbecue or whatever? So it give it the really good stickiness of it. And we're going to put some more barbecue sauce on it. I'm going to take my fork. I'm going to clean it off really quick. And I am going to stir gently, not too much. And go ahead and pop it back in the oven for just a little bit longer. I'm going to check on the beans. Now it does have a lot of sauce in it, so I am going to drain the sauce out of it. Like I said earlier, you can drain the sauce. I am going to drain it. And once I take it out, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And then I'm going to get started on my homemade macaroni and cheese. because it's going to be in the oven. Since I have room now that the chicken is out, I can go ahead and pop that in the oven and let it cook, because I like for the macaroni and cheese to at least cook for like 25 minutes, a little bit. I'm going to be very, very careful draining this juice, because I do not want any chicken to fall out in the sink. Now the sauce that I'm pouring out, the extra water, the extra juices, the extra sauce, it is a little thickened, so just going to wipe that off. And clean this fork off again. And that sounds like my timer for the oven. So this is going to be it. So there's still some sauce left in, not sauce, well, juice a little bit left in the pan, but that's okay. Because like I said, a lot of that juice, it will evaporate on its own. Plus it's a little thicker, so we're not going to worry about it too much. And besides, we're going to be taking this out really soon. So we'll be back. It hasn't been quite 25 minutes yet. It's only been probably about, I want to say, actually I've set it for 30 minutes. So it's been like 15 to 12 minutes. And this is what the chicken is looking like.
No, the fences are faded. Ow, what the heck? Yeah. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. No, one's right here. No,
so now I'm going to get started on that homemade macaroni and cheese. Be back. For the macaroni and cheese, pot is on the stove with the water up on high. I'm going to add a little salt to it, to the water. And then I'm also going to add some oil. That's it. Water's boiling, noodles going in. Now since I already put the oil and also some salt to go ahead and increase the boiling process, so I'm just going to add the noodles, which I just did. Going to go ahead and give it a quick stir real quick. I always like to stir it so that way the noodles won't stick together, and that's also the reason for the oil, so that way the noodles don't stick together. The salt, for me, it kind of, you know, makes the process of the boiling kind of faster for me. But most definitely the oil, so that way the noodles won't stick. So I'm not going to cook this completely done, but done enough, just enough. Not completely, but done enough. And then we're going to transfer the noodles to this pan right here. I'm going to transfer it to this pan. Don't worry about that pan. I was frying something or I got to clean that pan out. But I'm going to transfer it to this pan. And then I'm going to use the same that I'm boiling the noodles. I'm going to use that to make my cheese sauce. So the boys are playing Roblox in the background, so sorry. But I'm going to go ahead and pour the noodles into the pan once that get like slightly done, but not too much. Then we're going to use that pot, like I said, to go ahead and make the cheese sauce. And then incorporate everything together. Pop it into the oven. The chicken is done. The beans, I just stirred up the beans. I'm not really pulling the beans out because it is kind of heavy. But I am checking on it off scene. And another reason why is because I have to hold the phone and stir it and all that kind of stuff. And I don't want to burn myself. So we will be right back to get these noodles drained and start making that cheese sauce. Be back. Alright, I'm back with the noodles. I kind of got to let it done a little too much for my liking, but these are the noodles. So I'm going to go ahead and drain it. I'm going to go ahead and drain it and go ahead and show you guys how I season it. And then we're going to get started on the cheese sauce. Hold on. Alright, I have drained the water off the noodles. There may be a little bit of water left in there, but that's okay. That is fine. So this is the pan I'm going to use. And we're going to pour those noodles right into it. Let me turn the camera, the phone a little bit so you guys can see. So like I said, it may be a little bit more. It may be some liquid in there, but that's okay. So now I'm going to show you guys what I do with the noodles, because I do season my noodles a little bit before adding the cheese sauce. So just hold on. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So I am going to put some black pepper. I am going to put some salt, not that much, because we are going to use cheese, a lot of cheese, so we're not going to use a whole lot of salt in this. Now, some people, you know, they may season their noodles, they may not. That's fine. Hey, as long as it's good and your whole family enjoy it, that's perfect. I am going to use just a little bit of complete season, just a dab, not too much. I am going to use some onion and garlic pepper. I'm sorry, not pepper. Some onion and garlic. Some onion powder and garlic powder. My apologies. Once again, I'm not using a lot of seasonings, but just enough because I do want the noodles to have some taste, some seasoning. And I'm going to use just a hint of seasoned salt. Not too much. That should be it. And I'm also going to use some butter. So just hold on. So I added the butter. And now I'm giving it a quick stir. The noodles are hot, so of course the butter is going to melt. And also what I like to do is taste the noodle. You know, make sure that the seasoning is there. And also just spray and make sure that it's not salty. So that's the reason why I don't add a lot of salt. And I don't do a lot of seasoned salt as well. Because I don't want it salty because we're going to put the cheese in. Now, some people also use egg in their homemade macaroni and cheese. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Lately, I have not been putting egg in it, but it comes out just fine, trust me. So, I'm done mixing. So, I'm going to try one, probably like 2 noodles because it is still hot. It does have side of a taste, but like I said, I don't want it over seasoned, especially with the saltiness of it and everything because of the cheese sauce. So this is good. Let's go ahead and make that cheese sauce. Now for my cheese sauce, I am going to use the same pot. Like I said, I'm not going to use the same eye because that eye gets really, really hot really, really quick. Even if it's on the smallest eye and on the smallest setting as possible, that thing still gets extremely hot very fast. Sorry for the close-up, you guys. Just moving some things around on the stove. So that's probably why the noodles got done a little extra quicker. So we're gonna use another eye, and I'm gonna put it on probably like on medium. And what I'm gonna do, the little piece of butter that I used to put in the noodles, we're gonna put this in the pot. The whole thing. So now I'm gonna let that melt down, and then we're going to add my evaporated milk. So that's gonna melt down. I'm gonna go ahead and add the evaporated milk once it melts down, and then you guys gonna see me come in and add in some more ingredients. So be right back. Oh.
The first thing that happened, I'm like, yeah, come on, camera out. There's no way she got it on. And then, as soon as he took another swim, this man came above that house and took a big chunk. Oh, Noah. It looked like it came from the bottom of me, but it actually came from on top. I'm like, boom. I swam back. Ain't no way he got that. So I looked up just to check if he was there. Oh no! No, I did not know NPC became smart now. I don't think he did. I think he did. Just like the Nah, he became smart and waited. I think he was reading a book up there while he tried to find underwater and wasn't trying to get it, bro. Bro, they the worst entity in the back. They gotta be that shit.
Oh, it's still recording.
Okay, for real, if you look at entity, we'll just know if one
I had to stop recording,
y'all.
y'all.
Remember how?
Probably gonna edit that one out.
We had to get that goo in.
Alright guys, the butter has cooked down. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to add the evaporated milk.
Why? When I zoom in on it, it just starts saying words. You get that. I want y'all to know where it's coming from.
So I did that. Now this is the part that I have to really watch, because once I do this part and start incorporating the cheese, I'm also going to use whole milk as well. There are times I do use heavy whipping cream. I did not get any this time around, but I also can use milk, so just hold on for that. So let me go ahead and get the whole milk and also get the cheese. Another thing I forgot to mention is why I don't also heavy season the noodles is because sometimes I may just jazz up the cheese sauce itself. Not too much I don't use salt, but probably like complete season. If I have any seasoned salt, I may use a dab of that. So onion garlic powder, probably not really the onion garlic powder, but you know, some people they season their cheese sauce, some people they don't. So I sometimes do. So I'm gonna cut this eye down low because this can burn if you're not careful, especially when you start mixing the cheese. So let me go ahead and get that real quick so I can get started. Yeah, your girl is burning calories today, so hold on. All right, I'm back. I hope this worked. I have it propped up on the gallon of milk, but I needed her to come on and stir this really quick because I'm filling the bottom, and the bottom is becoming a little sticky. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this taken care of. Hold on. All right, I think I got it okay a little bit. I have it propped up on my microwave right now. So I did add some of the cheese. I'm gonna turn the oven, actually the stove off, because I got to hurry up and tend to this really quick before it burns. So you got to be very careful with this cheese sauce because it will burn. I'm gonna go ahead and add in some milk. Like I said, I like to put whole milk in mine. You know, some people don't. They use the heavy whipping cream. That's fine. I pretty much use it all. So I'm going to lightly stir this. And if I forgot to mention, the cheese that I'm actually using is going to be mozzarella, mild cheddar, and Colby Jack. Those are not the only cheese that I use, but those are just the three that I picked up from the store today. But those, you know, like I said, those are not the only ones, but those are the ones I got today. I also use Monterey Jack. I don't have any Monterey Jack, so we're going to use those. I've also put in provolone before. And I've also put in, let me see, Colby, Monterey Jack, Colby Jack, Monterey Jack, mozzarella, cheddar, I didn't say provolone. What else? There have also been times where I have used the Velveeta, the soft cheese, and I just cut those into blocks. So I've been known to use those as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up the other cheese and start incorporating those. So just hold on. Alright, this is the cheddar I'm going to put in. But my apologies, that one actually is the Colby and Monterey Jack mixed in together. So I'm going to put some of this in here. And I'm going to stir. I haven't put any mozzarella in as of yet, because with the mozzarella, just gonna toss it over there. Because with the mozzarella, it does make it very, very thick and very, very stretchy. So I haven't did that as of yet. But I will be putting it in here as well to make the cheese sauce. So I'm going to stir this up. And then I'm going to let you guys see what we're looking like. So hold on. So this is what we're looking like. So yes, I still have more mixing to do. And I will be putting in a little bit more milk. But that's what the sauce, cheese sauce is looking like. So I'm going to go ahead and do another quick intermission. Go ahead and mix this up. I'm going to turn the stove back on low again. Even though the cheese is still cooking because it's extremely hot. But I'm just going to go ahead and add some more milk. Do some more stirring until everything gets nice and incorporated. And we'll be back. Alright. The cheese sauce is done. I'm going to go ahead and add it into the noodles.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Get over here. Why is he running? Why is he so nosy? Why is he running? Why is those other two running, bro? Why are they walking like that? Well, why are they walking like they're girls?
I'm going to get all the cheese out. Sorry if it's blocking the camera, but you guys can see the cheese.
No, I just put her. Bro!
And I'm going to stir.
They just coming at my direction. I just saw another one coming at me.
So you guys can see.
Well, no, I made it to the room. Not fun there. Because I got a cake. Did it? If you got that cake, that's what you would smell some rotten meat.
So I'm going to go ahead and finish stirring this. So I can use both hands instead of one hand. Make this process a little quicker.
What do you think people will eat it?
And I want to make sure that very cheesy. And the reason why I was saying something about the pot, you got to be careful. You got to stir it quickly, because if not, it happen. I don't know if you see the darkness down there, like the brown. Stir your cheese in an adequate amount of time. It will start to brown and burn at the bottom. So you really don't want that to happen. And sometimes it will happen. So, you know, just lightly stir. So some of it may come up. You just don't want all of it to come up, and you sure don't want your cheese to burn. So, you know, just got to make sure you consistently stir. So, hold on. Be right back. This is what we're looking like now before we pop it in the oven. And you guys will see what it looks like when I take it out of the oven within 20-25 minutes. This is what the macaroni and cheese is looking like. This is what it's looking like. That side got a little too dark for me, but hey, it's good. So be back for the hamburgers on my griddle, and then that will be dinner. I already did the boxed macaroni and cheese, so the beans are done. The barbecue chicken is done. The homemade macaroni cheese is done. The boxed macaroni cheese is done. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put these burgers on my grill. And then I will show you guys how the burgers look after it is done. So stay tuned. Alright everybody, I'm back to put these burgers on my griddle. If you guys can see it. My apologies. It is already hot and I don't want the oil to burn. So I'm gonna hurry up and place it on the grill. Now these are a 12-count burger. Is it a 12-count? Yes, these are a 12-count burger. And these are square burgers. This one has the paper on it. These are square burgers that I got from Walmart. So I'm probably just going to cook about 8. And whoever wants a burger, of course, can get a burger. But that one was broke. And that's going to be that. They don't want to come loose. So I just put, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm only cooking 8. So I will be back momentarily so you guys can see how I season it. Alright, I do have some hamburger seasoning that I am going to put on the burgers. And I'm going to show you guys after I season it, so I can utilize both hands. These are what the burgers are looking like. That one back there, I don't know, it's broke, but that's okay. So I'm going to let these cook a little bit. Then I'm going to flip it over and season the other side. So stay tuned. Alright, I just flipped them and seasoned the other side. And I'm going to let this go ahead and cook on. And then I'm going to do one more last flip. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven to just keep warm. And cheese. I'm only going to put cheese on probably like 5 or 6 of them. It all depends if Jay wants cheese on his. Noah doesn't eat cheese on his burger. Jay, iffy. Sometimes he wants cheese, sometimes he don't. So I may just put cheese on probably like 5, and then the other 3, I'm not. I know Jay, he's not eating barbecue chicken. Noah may eat chicken. So it all depends. Like if he don't want any chicken, then he'll just have his burgers and that's it. But Jay, I know most definitely he doesn't want chicken. So I will be back to show you guys what it's looking like once I take it off the grill. Now I'm going to add the cheese. And I'm going to pop these in the oven for a little bit. These are what the burgers are looking like now that they're off the grill. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the oven for probably like maybe 2 to 3 minutes. And then we'll be back to see the final result of everything. Alright everybody, the girl is tired. Still have more to do. Had to rewash some more sheets. And some personal things with me and Hubs. So that has to go to the dryer. Yeah, my hair is sticking up. But I just wanted to show you guys the finished product. It is late, but I told my kids this is what they're going to have for dinner tonight. And I try to deliver. So I'm going to show you guys really quick the final product. I'm going to go ahead and feed them. I'm going to sit down and take another breather. And muster up the strength to go drop off the clothes to the dryers. Come home. Probably take another shower first. then eat, or sit down and eat, then take another shower. I'm sweaty, I'm hot. So I will be having another shower before I go to bed. Then we're gonna rise up early in the morning to get to church. I'm gonna try my hardest to get to Sunday school in the morning. I do miss Sunday school. Haven't been to Sunday school in over a year, due to me taking sick last year. And my oldest twin, Casey, she really do like Sunday school. She really do miss the Sunday school. So, and yesterday I really tried to relax, knowing that I wanted to cook a big dinner like this, like a barbecue style. So I didn't use too much energy yesterday. So now, because I wanted to really focus on cooking today, not realizing that I would have to wash my sheets all over again from an incident that one of the little ones had or whatever. So without further ado, this is dinner. We got the homemade macaroni and cheese. We have the barbecue chicken. We have the baked beans. We have the boxed macaroni and cheese. And last, we have the hamburgers that we put on the griddle. So that is dinner for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and feed the little ones. Everything should be cooled off, and they can pick and choose what they want. So until next time, love you guys. Keep moving forward. Keep pressing. Keep pushing. Don't ever give up. Until next time, I will check in with you guys tomorrow. This is Wanda Adderley Fuller with the YouTube channel, W.A. Fuller. Love you all. Great night.